Good morning, folks. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and more good morning. Yeah, I'm just going to get right into it. A couple of people may disagree with this message, with what I'm about to say, but that's what it is. Something I learned from an old timer not too long ago that your goals, your dreams, your goals, they're a joke. They're a joke until they're not a joke anymore. What's going on, Pappy? I see you out there. A lot of times hey, what's going on, Mrs. P? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. A lot of times people will laugh at you and ridicule you and, browbeat you, criticize you, make fun of you, tell you that your dreams and your hopes, your goals are not worth anything. And they become a joke until you don't let it become a joke anymore. It could become easy to it can become easy to become the butt of people's jokes. It can become the easy thing for folks to, just say, you know what, you'll never succeed, you'll never go anywhere, you'll never do anything. What's going on, Texas? Texas Little Star, I see you out there. I'd say to folks out there, you know what? Until you take you seriously, until you push forward and do the things that you need to do, maybe your goals and dreams will always be a joke. But until you take you seriously, these things don't stop. Because I know there's a lot of things that I do, as far as, my goals, my dreams. And at first, folks will start off laughing at you, telling you how silly it is. Yeah. No, you can't listen to what they say, Mrs. P. At first, they'll start off laughing at you and telling you how silly things are. And telling you things won't work. And making fun of you and talking behind your back and trying to make you into a game. You know what I'm saying? And folks could do that. Hey, what's going on, Tosh Time? What's going on? But this is really about how seriously you take yourself. When you begin to take yourself seriously, like I said on Twitter last night, what's going on, BS Talk? I see you. Yeah, no, exactly. You got to help other people make their dreams become a reality. Yeah, man, I see you, Steve Vlogs. I see you out there. It comes down to a point where how seriously do you take yourself? Tosh Time, thank you for coming through. Your dreams and your goals are predicated on whether or not you take yourself seriously, and that's reflected in how other people eventually treat you. What's going on, Linda? I see you out there. I definitely see you out there. When people don't take themselves seriously, a lot of times you can become the joke. You can become the ridicule. You can become the criticism that other people have. You don't want to believe what people have to say about you. You know what I'm saying? Teabag Nation. That's funny. A lot of times I see people allowing themselves to become, a point of ridicule, a point of discouragement, a point of, I guess, irrelevance, based on other people's opinions. There's a lot of you out there who are trying to do things. There are a lot of you out there that will do things. And sometimes the reason you become the joke, or sometimes the reason you don't succeed, is not because you're not talented, not because you're not special, not because you don't have, a lot of gifts inside of you. Sometimes we allow other people to take us out the game. Sometimes we allow other people's opinions. We allow other people's feelings. We allow other people's, comments to tear us down, And I know me, myself, I had to watch with that too, because sometimes when you listen to people so much, the things that they say, when you listen to it long enough, it'll fester in your mind, and it's something that can become true. It can almost become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, So sometimes you have to really see past the haters. You got to see past the trolls. You got to see past the self-doubt. You have to keep pushing and forging forward. Even myself, a lot of times I don't know where the heck this thing is going, but I know that you keep going. Sometimes that's the genius part when folks actually succeed and move past being a joke, is that you just keep going. Sometimes you have to have an insane amount of work ethic and whatnot. Sometimes, you really just can't worry about what other folks got going on. Tim S420, I see you out there. Like I said, a lot of times I see people out there who are talented. The saying goes, there are a lot of, unsuccessful people out there with talent. And how do you become an unsuccessful person with talent? You allow people to let stuff creep into your mind and self-doubt fester. Exactly, Lynn. You know, you can get A's in school, you know, regardless of when you go back to school. You know, you can accomplish things regardless of how long it took you to accomplish things. Like one of my favorite examples is Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders became an international superstar at the age of 65, if I'm not mistaken. 66, he was already a household name, you know, and a lot of people don't realize that. You know, this is a man that kept going. He was already retired and became, you know, the head of Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, what's going on, Grim Reaper? I see you. I see you out there. It's all good. It's all good, Grim. I appreciate you just for popping in and showing your Grim Reaper presence. Shout out to Grim Reaper. Me and Grim Reaper actually do stuff on Wednesdays and whatnot. Oh yeah, Grim, I'm gonna have to speak to you about this Wednesday coming up. Molly Dolly, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. I saw you on Vinny G stream along with Texas Little Star out there. I seen you, definitely. You know, but this here right now is it's just about, you know, self-doubt. How seriously do you take yourself? And think about that when you really out there trying to accomplish and achieve things, you know, because that's going to be the difference between whether or not you accomplish things and whether or not, you know, you don't, you know. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's, no worries, but no, I'll let you know, Grim Reaper. I'll let you know what's going to happen and whatnot. You know, it's all good. You know, there's been some changes, but I'm going to talk to you about that on the side. Yeah, but for the most part, you know, a lot of this stuff you folks know, this is just really a reminder, you know, because I see a lot of people out there, you know, like I said, when I see somebody trying to achieve something, sometimes, you know, folks are quick to be the naysayers. Sometimes folks are quick to shoot you down. You know, they're quick to tell you that it will never work. And sometimes that's just people putting their insecurities on you. So I say to anybody out there trying to accomplish anything, trying to do anything, don't let other people put their insecurities on you. Don't let them put their doubts and their fears on you, you know, because who are they to tell you that you won't succeed? Who are they to tell you that you won't make progress? Who are they to tell you that even if you don't meet your goals, that you won't achieve something? I have people in my life like that. Yeah, Lynn, we all have people in our life like that. I mean, it's just like with me. I would be a fool to get on here and to try to tell any one of you that any goals and things that you have that you won't be able to accomplish. I don't know you all that well. I know you well enough to be on the stream and talk to you back and forth. But, you know, who am I to tell you that you won't succeed in what you're going to do? Who am I to tell you that, you know, what you're trying to do is a joke? You know, it's stupid. It's nonsensical. Who am I? You know, and that's a lot of times we have people like that in our lives. We have people who are scared and afraid, you know, of being left behind by us sometimes, that'll try to discourage us. I mean, I've had people close to me, you know, I've had people that I've met, you know, that'll try to discourage me because sometimes people are afraid that you may leave them behind. People are afraid, you know, that you may surpass them and overcome them. And, you know, they may not cheer you on and push you to the forefront and encourage you to do what you have to do. You said you have old employees that do stuff like that. Yeah, Tim. I mean, you know, you can have coworkers do stuff like that. You can have, you know, ex-girlfriends. You can have friends. You can have current girlfriends. You can have family members, you know. But the thing where that becomes dangerous is when it seeps into your mind and you let it become a part of you, your DNA, and start telling yourself that. Okay, shout out to Mr. P out there, you know. I took your advice, man. I spoke to my bully and she said she was... Okay, Molly, that's cool. You know, it's cool. I'm glad you spoke to your bully at work. You know, like I said, you know, don't let people bully you around and push you around. You know, no, don't kill anybody, Tim. Don't kill anybody. You know, but it comes down to a point where, you know what, if you push yourself, if you keep going and you have to go past the haters, you have to go past the obstacles, even when it seems like folks may be right. There's times when I'm doing things and it may seem like, you know what, maybe these folks are right. Maybe I am wasting my time. Maybe this is a joke. Maybe this is nothing. Maybe when I get those thumbs down, maybe this is what it's supposed to be. And you start looking over at the other side, and it don't amount to nothing. Yeah, BS talk, you get a lot for a screenwriter. It's a very complicated thing, cutthroat. Yeah, it can be cutthroat anywhere. You know, yeah, Lynn, you don't want to give into that. You want to keep pushing on, but it's a challenging. It's a challenging process sometimes, especially when you have people who consistently, like I said, consistently try to jeer at you and jolt at you. And sometimes the only response to that, the only proper response sometimes is to keep going and keep forging on. You'll know when you're making progress when those jokes become a lot less, when people get serious faces. I've been there before, when people start off laughing and people start off making fun and people start off, getting into routines. They get into little comedy routines about how you're going to fail, right? And then I've seen it where you start to get a little bit of success and those jokes start to become a little bit less. The laughter starts to get a little bit, dimmer, Then all of a sudden, yeah, you gotta have thick skin, Mrs. P. Then all of a sudden they start looking at you like a threat, and then you gotta, and then now it's like, they're like, oh wow, he really trying to, do this thing. I've disappointed my haters many times. Yeah, nah, cool, Dad. You have to be willing to disappoint your haters. But sometimes this is the reality with that as well. Yeah, yeah, Lynn. Then they realize that they were wrong once you start to succeed. But here's the thing: sometimes we allow them to creep in and do their thing, and discourage us because sometimes these are people that we like, we love. These are people that we want approval and validation from in our lives. So you're fighting with that. It's like, what do you do when the people that are hating on you the most are the ones that you want validation from the most? So sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you may have to stand alone in a lot of situations in the beginning because, you know what, there are folks out there who really don't wish you well. There's, folks that, prey on your downfall. And, unfortunately, there are people out there that's like that. We live in a world of opposites, and that's something that I tell folks, to be wary of. There are people out there that no matter how good you do, no matter how much you try to, push forward and be positive, they rather see you fall. They rather see you broke. They rather see you dead in some cases. I'd rather stand alone than stand with a group of fools. Exactly, Tosh time. Yeah, nah, cool, Dad. I appreciate it. This is something that was on my mind, something that I wanted to talk about because it's all right, Texas Little Star. I appreciate you for coming through. But the thing is, Lynn, you don't stand alone forever. You do find like-minded people along your journey. That's the cool part. But the reality is that in the beginning, no matter what you're trying to do, no matter what you're trying to achieve and whatnot, a lot of times it can become a joke. It can become the point of ridicule because there's so many people out there, in the world who are used to starting things and giving up. Even myself, I fight with that. Doing things, you start a project, you give up. I'll write poems and I'll stop the poem because maybe the poem's not good enough, or I'll start a project and then I'll go back and do something else or get distracted, or somebody else will tell me that it's not right or it's not good. I remember when I used to write my poetry, people used to come and tell me, people that I know very well, I'm not going to say no names, very well, would come to me and say, you didn't write that. That's not your poetry. That's somebody else's. You can't write like that. You can't do that. And then you looking at yourself like, I sat there for 2 or 3 hours and worked on that, or I wrote these 30, 40 poems and I did that. I got proof. But sometimes people, they doubt and they have naysayers. And sometimes we've been doubters and stuff like that too. So I try not to put my insecurities, my fears, my doubts on anybody else. I tell somebody, if you're going out there and you're trying to achieve and accomplish something worthwhile and you're not trying to hurt anybody, man, go after it. Do what you got to do. Don't let anybody tell you. Don't even let yourself stop you from doing what you do. I have goals I'm working towards. I lost 6 pounds and going to learn to play the guitar. Nah, congratulations on that. Congratulations on losing 6 pounds and learning to play the guitar. I tell people it's the small steps. Each day is the small steps that we take. I remember my father, one of the few things my father actually taught me was that if you took 20 minutes a day, to do something, like he said, even just cleaning your room, you took 20 minutes a day and you came back to something 20 minutes a day, just 20 minutes a day, you can accomplish something by the end of the week. And then if you took those 20 minutes a day and then you added them to the next week and the next week, you could definitely spend hours, minutes, hours, days accomplishing stuff that you never thought possible. And it's something I had to fight to do myself. I tend to work through insecurities and walk in the public. Yeah, no, definitely. You have to work through your insecurities if you want to accomplish certain things, because the reality is in life we're gonna face obstacles. You know, in life, when you soon as you say you have a position on something, you know, you're gonna face ridicule. When my company happens, or mine, let me see, my company happens, mine, Rock Publishing, I will publish your poetry. Hey, listen, BS Talk, it's all good. You know, I'm around. I'm gonna get published. I'll be definitely. I struggle with my juggle with my greed training and stuff. Sweet job pushes my to prove them wrong. Exactly, Molly Dolly. You know, we have a lot of things that we're trying to do, you know, to, you know, better ourselves. But, you know, sometimes people see us in a certain position and they're willing to do whatever they have to do to keep us in that position and stop us from succeeding. And we have to be willing to look in the mirror and say to ourselves that, you know, our dreams are worth it. You know, like I said, nobody else is going to be for you more than you're for you. You know, nobody else should want it more than you want it as far as your dreams, as far as your goals, you know. So, like I said, you know, there's going to be people out there that hate. There's going to be people out there that try to tear you down. There's going to be people out there that just, you know, try to discourage you. And that may be a point of enjoyment for them. You know, like I said, sometimes people take enjoyment in tearing somebody down and seeing them fall, you know, because like one person told me one time, I can say the person's name, told me that they would break me, you know, folks, you know, just want to break you for some reason. And what happens is what people are trying to prove when they're trying to break you is that you're no better than them, that you can't achieve that. And a lot of times that's what's happening. You have somebody to come to you and say, this won't happen and that won't happen and this is silly and that's a joke and you're weak or you're stupid or, you know, you're insignificant. And the reason they tell you that is because they're trying to prove that you're no better than them, that you can't achieve more than they did. I stopped looking for people to be friends with. I am who I am, and people like it or not. That's life. Lessons taught me that. Sometimes you have to be that way, Lynn. I mean, the people that will come to you and to be your friends, which I've learned, are the people that will be attracted to you because of who you are, like-mindedness and whatnot, the real friends. I've been told by old timers that if you only have one good friend in your lifetime, then, hey, you're doing better than most. Because there's a lot of people that have a lot of fake friends around them. There's a lot of people that have people who basically, you know, deliberately smile at them and, you know, behind their back, they, you know, like tearing them down. You know, sometimes people tear you down to your face indirectly, you know, or just straight up just tell you ain't nothing. And it's sad when stuff like that happens, you know, but you keep going, you keep pushing through, you know, because it's possible. You know, sometimes your dreams are predicated on the fact of how serious you are, how prepared you are for your dreams, you know, how much you really want it. You know, you'll find out how bad you want it, you know, when nobody else is looking, you know, and everybody else is waiting for you to fail. It's like an old song Jay-Z said, you know, the streets is watching. I don't know how many of you know about Jay-Z, the streets is watching. I'll be impressed. But there was a song in there, streets is watching, waiting for you to break, make your first mistake. So a lot of times you'll have people standing off to the side, they're watching. They're waiting for you to break, make your first mistake. They're waiting for you to fall on your face, you know. So that's what happens with that. Let me find out you know about Sean Carter, you know, Lynn. Let me find out, you know. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you have to be willing to take on the challenges. You have to be willing to, you know, just move past the haters and like I said, have a thick skin and, you know, just your dream should mean something to you, you know, regardless of whether or not people appreciate it, regardless of whether or not people like it. You know, the question is, are you accomplishing what you set out to accomplish? That's the biggest thing, and I think people lose sight of that, you know. Vince Lombardi said you fail to score when you take your eyes off the goal, you know, and that's what it is. When you're going towards your goal, you know, we fail to score when we take our eyes, you know, off of what we're trying to go after. I'm glad you came here too, Tim S420, because I know there's a lot of you out there that have things that you want to accomplish. I know there's, you know, oh wow, okay, I hear you, Lynn. I know there's a lot of you out there that want to accomplish things. I know there's a lot of you out there that probably are not sure of yourself, that have doubts, that have fears, that have been ridiculed. I know there's folks that are out there who have been just made fun of and you know, just gave up on things. I'm included in that number. But like I said, you just keep going, you keep pushing. There was a song or a saying out there: at first you don't succeed, you dust yourself off and try again, and you keep trying and you keep trying. If it matters to you that much, you'll get up and you'll keep trying and you'll keep pushing and you'll keep going for it until it's done, until the work is done. Yeah, now that was Aaliyah, but before Aaliyah, that song actually was that was an old song. I'm trying to remember who the singer was that originally sang that. But at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. 146 days till you graduate. Nah, don't let it stop you. Keep going, keep pushing it. I'll tell you, Molly Dolly, take it day by day. Tomorrow will be 145 days, and then after that it'll be 144. Then you have 130. Then you go from 130 to like 10 days and 2 days and 3 days and 1. You keep pushing. You keep grinding. You keep staying in the fight. That's really what the difference is sometimes. The difference is, between people that succeed and people that don't succeed are the ones that, keep going, Yeah, keep pushing. Yeah, not Tasha, you have to say keep pushing. But a lot of times people forget that they can push, and, as long as you have life, as long as you have breath, as long as you have the ability to do what you got to do, you can keep going. Thank you, Pauline, Just Living. Yeah, you keep pushing even past the YouTube rules, Justine Living. Pauline, I'm telling you, Pauline's Just Living. You keep pushing past the rules. Out of all the negativity, people were positive. A fellow YouTubers, Flint still survived, maybe YouTube icon for me. Exactly, that's all good. It's all good. You find ways to survive out there. You find ways to push on. Because it's definitely possible to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. But I tell people, don't worry about the negativity, don't worry about the drama, don't worry about the naysayers, because the naysayers are there. The reality is the naysayers are doing their job. The haters, the trolls, they're doing their job. That's their job. That's their job to be haters. That's their job to be trolls. That's their job to see if they can knock you off. That's their job to see if they can spar with you and just lay you out flat. That's the difference between those folks that get on to the other side and those that don't. You get hit, and then all of a sudden you get knocked down, and then you never get back up again. Yeah. Well, good luck with your degree, Molly Dolly. I wish you all the best. Many years of success. Also too, paying that debt off. If you're in debt with that, like I said, you're gonna need that. So keep pushing. If your dreams matter to you, you keep pushing for them. You keep striving for it. You keep going towards it. Why not? Why can't you be good at what you do? Why can't you accomplish what you set out to do? Why can't you, just, excel and meet, and move to another level, When someone hates on me, I tell myself maybe to focus on my own life instead of mine. Maybe focus on your own life instead of mine, and you accomplish something. Exactly, Cool Dad. It's like, yeah, you can tell people that, Cool Dad, but the reality is sometimes people just want you to be miserable. Sometimes people just want you to feel, the doubt, the fears that they have inside of themselves. Nah, you don't have to be mean, Molly Dolly. You don't have to be mean in order to accomplish what you want. You just have to be focused. You just have to be serious. You have to be thick-skinned. I mean, don't lose yourself trying to be, somebody, you're not. Like I said, just be realistic about what happens. The reality is, it is true, that people are like that, Cool Dad. People want to see you fail. But that's just a part of, the nature of the world that we live in, as far as what's going on with that, but don't let people, cause you to fold. You have weak points. We have times, we have moments of weakness. We have moments where, we doubt ourselves. We have moments where we wonder if folks are right. We have moments where, they kind of just hit us on the wrong day. I've had, yeah, you can snap if you run out of Skittles. That's funny. I have moments when people say stuff and I have to regather and regroup. If people hit you sometimes at the right moment, sometimes people will hit you when you're having personal, problems, or you lost a loved one, or, you're having health issues, or whatever the case may be, or you're just feeling depressed. People can have a way of hitting you with certain things. TJ's Woodworking Shop. What's up? I see you. Yeah. No. Oh, your friend Hector, he committed suicide yesterday. Wow. Sorry. Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss, TJ. Um, wow. Prayers, condolences to the family and whatnot. Suicide is definitely it's a rough thing. It's a rough thing. Just try to be strong for the family out there, TJ. Just try to be strong for the family because sometimes you're just searching for answers, and there are none, especially when it comes to suicide. There's a lot of touchy things when it comes to suicide. It's a simple thing, but like I said, I won't go into deepness to detail with that. You just keep trying to push on. Thoughts and prayers definitely with Hector's family because if anything, when it comes to suicide, that's something that you want to do. And drone worship is in here. Pew 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 pew. I see you, drone worship. I see you. I see you. But definitely positive thoughts, TJ, to your friend's family, and thoughts and prayers to you as well, TJ. It's not an easy thing to deal with. Thank you, BS Talk. I appreciate it. I used to be in the National Guard. That's funny. That's funny. I used to be in the National Guard myself, BS Talk. Um, I was a 102nd Maintenance Company, 63 Juliet. But that's for another time. But yeah, like you said, your army of one out there. Shout out to you. Thank you for your service out there. I appreciate it. What's going on, drone worship? I see you. I see you. I definitely see you in the crowd. Pew pew pew. Oh, I forgot to give it a woo. Woo! For the most part, though, TJ, when it comes to loss and things like that, I tell anybody, try to think of the good times. Try not to let the negativity overshadow the moment. But we're here for you as a community. I'm here if you want to talk. Just let me know. Like I said, I tell anybody else. You can find me out. Through my email address. If you got my email, if you got me in the chat, we could definitely talk. I'm available if anybody just wants somebody to listen and whatnot. Like I said, it's all good. Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow. As the song goes, you need somebody to lean on. That's what it is. Cheers, definitely cheers to everybody. Cheers to everybody. Well, Lynn, you probably should take me up on that because, like I said, I didn't just say it to say it. Am I off today? I'm not off today, but if you contact me at a certain time, like I said, you contact me, I'll definitely respond back to you. Yeah, Joe Clark. They don't know about Joe Clark. They used to call me Crazy Joe. Now you call me Batman. Yeah, I love that. I love that movie. It's real though. It's real. But the reality is in life, sometimes we need somebody to lean on, when we're not strong, when we have pain, when we have sorrow, like an old timer reminded me, there's a lot of people out there going through pain. There's a lot of people out there going through sorrow. There's a lot of people out there going through strife. There's a lot of broken individuals in the world. There's a lot of people striving to be normal. There's a lot of people just struggling to find, some type of normalcy in this life. This life is crazy, man. This world is vicious, So, oh my God, he's beat up Kid Ray. That's funny, Tosh. Yeah. So as a community, as people, sometimes we just need to be there for each other. And TJ, we're here for you. It's 3 a.m. and I can't get Skittles. Well, snap into a Slim Jim if you can. Am I such a giver? I'm not as giving as I would like to be, but I appreciate that, Pauline, just living. I try to give back because there are people that have given so much to me. There are people that have been there for me in times of struggle, in times of, just in times of sorrow, Why not a line from Lean On Me cracks me up, but it does. Yeah, no, Lynn, it's just a small thing sometimes. It's just the craziest lines that that mess us up. Like I said, there's so many different movies that, I got lines and stuff like that. And that reminds me, too, I'll tell anybody, one of the things that I encourage people to do, especially if you have a loss of a loved one or somebody that you cared about, the Bloody Ace. It's been a while, the Bloody Ace. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. I just want to walk up and rub the head. You're funny. Shine bright like a diamond. It's all good, drone worship. It's all good. What was I going to say? I say to anybody, anytime you have a loss of a loved one, anytime that you have sorrow, that you have situations going on, one of the things I tell people to do and I encourage them to do is to find your favorite comedy, is to try to laugh, try to experience life. Give not to which is holy unto the dogs that cast the purse and swine and trample you under their feet. That's interesting. Milk Dud, life shenanigans. It's funny. That is funny. I've heard that one before. But since you look the way you do life shenanigans, I'm gonna let that be. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let the beautiful ones say Slayer, come on, man. I appreciate it. Man. You didn't have to do that, bro, but I appreciate it, man. I definitely do, man. I definitely do appreciate. I appreciate all the love that y'all folks been sharing me, man. Like, definitely that y'all been giving me, man. Wow. I appreciate that. Thank you, Slayer. I thank you to everybody. Some days you're just gonna be bad, and some days are gonna be good. So you just try to be around and surround yourself with people that are gonna be supportive of you, which goes into about your dreams and your goals and stuff like that. You want to be around like-minded people. You want to be around supportive people. You want to be around people, that's real with you. You talking to me like shenanigans? Because I know you never mean to me. And okay. I can't eat Skittles or M&Ms because I always play gladiators with them. Interesting. I can see that. So, do you name the Skittles? Is one a bigger gladiator? Is one a smaller gladiator? But I tell, laughter is the best medicine, when you're dealing with loss, or you're just dealing with pain, with strife, with struggle. I tell people pop in your favorite comedy, go and tell some jokes with friends, yes, I never say things in a mean way. Oh no, nobody said you said things in a mean way. And I mean, even if you were saying it in a mean way, I don't know if I would take you seriously, but it's all good, you can separate the colors before you eat them. Oh no, like shenanigans. No. Like I said, I don't argue. I don't argue with beautiful women about anything. I really don't. It's a waste of time. It's really a waste of time. I would have donated, but my visas are both declined and canceled. No, the bloody ace. You don't have to. I'm not asking anybody to donate. If you do that and you want to donate, I appreciate it, because I also donate to other people's super chats as well. I do stuff behind the scenes as well. I don't really talk too much about, but when you do that, like I said, I just want that to be from the heart. And like I said, I don't force or push anybody to donate anything. So if you do that, I mean, I definitely hope that that's just, for, from your heart, you're such a bad day yesterday. I'm feeling down in the chat. It's great spirits. Are you glad you keep recommending your channel? No, it's all good. I'm glad you came to the channel, Pauline's Just Living. What were we talking about? Life shenanigans. What we were talking about, I guess before we got into this, because first TJ had a loss. One of his friends, Hector, had, committed suicide. So we were just, sending thoughts and prayers about that. And I appreciate you, Drone Worship. Like I said, I feel like I'm on the payroll right now. Oh my God, thank you. I appreciate you. But thank you, Drone Worship. But because of I was distracted by that. Thank you, Slayer. Thank you, Drone Worship. I appreciate you. Yeah, we were saying thoughts and prayers to Hector's friend, his family and whatnot. Thoughts and prayers to them. But before that, what I was talking about, life shenanigans, I was talking about how people's dreams and goals are a joke until they're not a joke anymore. Sometimes you have to take you seriously, and you have to keep going, and you have to, let folks know that it's real. Things are a joke until it's not a joke. Your dreams are a joke, and until it's not a joke, until you have to just, basically, let folks know that it's real. And then when people see how serious you are and that you're dedicated to what you're doing, that, that's when the jokes stop. That's when it's like, it's time for the games to be over, full stop, period. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was going to do. Thank you, Pauline, for just being here. We appreciate you. I mean, it is what it is. And a lot of times people just need to be reminded of that. Sometimes the difference between you accomplishing things and not accomplishing things is you. A lot of people don't realize that. I can tell you something negative, right? I can tell you that you're not going to succeed. I can tell you you're stupid, you're slow, you're fat, you're ugly, and if you feed into that, then now my words seep into you and become a self-fulfilling prophecy for you, if you allow that to. And I was saying that, you have to see past the negativity. Yeah, no, it's exactly like shenanigans, and that's what happens, like I said. But a lot of times, these things happen if we allow them. I remember a coworker was leaving the job, and I remember, this coworker, I know how it is. I tried to commit suicide 3 times. I was very lucky, and I was very close. Well, we're glad that we're glad that you didn't commit suicide as well, like TJ. But like I said, if you just want to talk, if you need somebody to listen, I'm here. Even if you have to call me and whatnot, through the chat or through the email, if I had to exchange numbers and whatnot. Yes, Slayer, laughter is the best thing. That's what you want to do. You want to be around people that care. So, TJ, if you get in contact with me, or if anybody else in the community that wants to get in contact with you, we're here. Don't do anything drastic with yourself. I encourage people not to go out there to go drinking or using any substances or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying you can't drink. I'm not saying you can't have a good time. But in times of grief, in times of sorrow, one of the worst things to do is to actually have any type of substance, any type of drug, anything like that. You want to at least first grieve. You at least want to, feel the emotions and whatnot. But definitely, TJ, I know you may be experiencing a lot of different things and whatnot, which is definitely understandable. Because I've had friends and stuff like that who've done crazy things and whatnot, and you have people who have allowed themselves to deteriorate into situations where they wind up dead and whatnot. I had a brother who passed away under mysterious circumstances not too long ago, and we still don't know how he died. So I did a video about it a while back. So like I said, dealing with loss, sudden loss, sometimes like this is it's crazy. I remember, I don't know if anybody follows Kane Carter, Hot Damn I Rock. He did a video on his YouTube channel when a friend of his committed suicide. And yeah, that was a deep video. I shed a tear. No, it is what it is, Tosh Time. I mean, unfortunately, what reminded me is I wasn't as close to my brother, my older brother, as I should have been. But, for the most part, it is one of those things where you wish you could have talked to them and said the last goodbyes and, just really, express yourself in a way that was proper and whatnot. So those are things that we deal with and whatnot. But let me go back to the story that I was talking about as far as your dreams, your goals, and whatnot. I mean, I haven't forgotten about you, TJ. We're going to get back on that. I just want to get back to the story. So I'm leaving to go home from work, and I'm there with one of my other coworkers who's leaving. This is his last day. Yeah, exactly, Molly Dolly. Seeing families of suicide after loved ones have gone. Exactly. A lot of things can happen with that. So back to the story, what I was saying. I'm leaving work. So another co-worker there, it's his last day. And I look over to him and I said, is there any last words? You have any advice? Because I try to get advice from different people and wisdom from everybody. You can learn from everybody, I believe. So I asked him, I said, any last words before you go? And at first he didn't look like he had much to say. So he stopped, he paused, and he's like, you know what? He said, I got something for you. He says, people do what you allow them to do, And why I say that is because when it comes to the point of this conversation, or at least the first part of this conversation, when it comes to our dreams and our goals becoming a joke and becoming the point of ridicule, that happens when we allow people to make us the joke. People can start off joking, like Eminem, said in Lose Yourself. I was playing in the beginning, but then the mood all changed. I don't do drugs or drink anymore, no more, clean 20 years. So thank God for that, TJ. Thank God. But like I said, if you ever need anybody to talk to, go see your grandmother, bloody ass. Go see your grandmother. I miss my grandmother, man. I wish, you don't know what I would give just to talk to her for a few minutes. Like I said, she passed away in 2015. Sometimes the pain never goes away, I agree with you on that life shenanigans, but in this time, anytime you experience any type of loss, like I learned with my grandmother, it's important to make sure that you have people that you're around, because like I said, I really try not to tell this story publicly as far as with my grandmother, but that was a hard time for me because when I lost my grandmother, literally, I lost my grandmother on the 4th of March, 2015. And after I lost my grandmother, literally, a few days later on the 10th, I was fired, from the job. And then I'm sitting here fired, broke, lost my grandmother, standing here around at this funeral, at the wake and everything. And I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? And we were just around family and we were just laughing and joking and reminiscing about old times. And it became something, where, you realize sometimes you need to be around family and friends and reminisce and share stories and, really just get yourself back to being where you need to be. And then after dealing with the loss of my grandmother, I had to deal with the loss of a job, which was rough. 2015 was a rough year. 2016, it was a rough too. I mean, I had got a job back in 2015, but that's what it is. I have to go now and so talk to you. Nah, definitely, TJ. Thank you for coming by. Condolences to the family and stuff like that. So like I said, we'll be around. But definitely, don't be a stranger, TJ. Don't be a stranger. Come back. Email me if you have to. I probably have to email you. And just get in touch with you or whatever the case may be. Like I said. Don't be a stranger, TJ. Don't be a stranger. If you need to talk, I'm around. I'm available. If you just need somebody to listen, I'm here for that. And for anybody experiencing loss right now, my thoughts and prayers goes out to you, family, friends, anybody affected by any loss, any struggles, any strains, anything that's going on with you, in your life right now. Because sometimes we all just need folks to pray for us and whatnot. It can be anything you want to get stash money. You stay grounded. It is about staying grounded, Slayer. You want to be insulated. You want to have a basis for why you do what you do. You want to have a moral compass and whatnot. That's definitely one of the things you want to do. But for the most part, it is about trying to see past the haters. Seeing past the negativity. Don't let it become your guiding light. I lost my job, and a week later I lost my grandma. Oh wow, yeah. I've definitely been there. I want to not hungover right now. Yeah, well, I mean, it happens. It happens like shenanigans. Sometimes hangovers happen, but like I said, we don't judge you for it. Definitely, Slayer. We're praying for you, TJ. We're praying for you. Praying for you in your time. In your time of loss and whatnot. Like I said, you're not alone. Yeah. But Lynn, I definitely know what that's like because in 2015, I definitely experienced that just in the reverse order. Lost my grandmother, then lost my job, and it can be rough. It can definitely be rough. You're just trying to pick up the pieces and put it all together. But Lynn, I'm proof that it's possible to move on and still prosper and thrive because your sugar levels are dropping every minute. Well, you better get some sugar or something. I don't know, drink some juice or something. But yeah, Lynn, I can definitely relate and condolences to you again. I remember I was around when you were talking about that. But I'm here. I'm here if anybody wants to talk, just need somebody to listen and whatnot. I'm here. I'm around. And maybe we can get you some Skittles, Molly Dolly. Orange juice. Yeah, orange juice is good as well. That's how I'm telling you. Yeah. Well, listen. That's pretty much how my 2015 began. So. Yeah, get an orange. Oranges are good. Oranges are definitely good. Bloody Ace said I was a place sloping in the suicide stage and near death coma experience. It changed me, so I'm glad that never happened. Exactly, the Bloody Ace. You don't want that to happen, but when these experiences happen, it's important not to be afraid to take on these challenges. No matter how hard they are. No matter how crazy things could get. We're not going to get through life and the struggles that that come if we don't face them. You don't want the struggles constantly chasing you and hunting you down and stalking you. What I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want pain and strife and depression and negativity to stalk me. No. I don't want it stalking me. At one point, I have to turn around and face it, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how negative it is, no matter how weak it may make me feel, because I'm not going to overcome these things if I let it chase me, if I let it come after me. The Bloody Ace, okay, see you later as well. Peace, Makes merch, it would be a t-shirt or orange. It's so juicy. Well, who knows? I may have to make a t-shirt with an orange on it. It's so juicy. Life Shenanigans is called it. So, I mean, I may need to get some merch, right? Ate it out. That's funny. That's funny. Well, if that's what you want, woo! I mean, if you want to see a T-shirt with Mel and the orange just ate it out, then like I said, I mean, who knows? Like I said, if you go buy it, I might produce it. Woo! Like I said, it's all good. But on that note, like I said, just to wrap this up, TJ, again, thoughts and prayers to you. The community is here for you. Don't be a stranger. We appreciate you. We love you. Be safe. If anybody else that experienced loss, we're here for you. We love you. Be safe. Don't think that you're alone. You're not alone in this world. You're not alone even on YouTube. So, you do that. Just about to leave when I saw that comment. We need orange tees. Yeah. Nah, we do need some orange tees. I gotta work something out, maybe a design or something like that. A hat with an orange on it. That's funny. That is funny. Peace to you as well, Tim S420. And on that note, like I said, don't let people stop you from your dreams. Don't let people make you the butt of their jokes. Keep pushing, keep striving. To steal a phrase from a wise woman. Like I said, thank you, Pauline, for being here. Like I said, these live streams are made possible in part by you and your participation as the audience and all the comments and beautiful things that you say, the jokes, the real stuff. Like I said, you make this worth it. Woo! Exactly. Keep pushing. And now, as I get ready for work, I say to you, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Take care.